I think this is the most I'm going to talk in this class.
Recently, I've been hearing a lot about how the fast fashion industry is terrible for the environment. I would like to figure out what a better option is, and why people buy clothes in the first place. The clothing industry is extremely damaging. Our clothes are usually made in developing countries where they pay their workers less than minimum wage. One of the worst culprits is fast fashion. Fast fashion is described as inexpensive clothing produced rapidly by mass-market retailers in response to the latest trends. The world now consumes 80 billion pieces of clothing per year, which is way more than we need. And that number has just gone up 400% from 20 years ago. What makes things worse is that only 15% of consumer-used clothing is recycled. And even worse than that, the clothing items that we try to recycle don't actually get recycled. Only 0.1% of them do. And it's not much better to donate your clothes to thrift stores because 80% of clothes that are donated to thrift stores are actually thrown in the garbage. Fast fashion companies are known to provide low wages and terrible conditions for workers. The synthetic fabric that is used most commonly among the fast fashion industry releases microfibers that are consumed by fish and other living creatures. Organisms that eat the microfibers are shown to have decreased energy and poor nutrition. Imagine if a guy decided he would only eat cheesies. He would probably feel very sluggish and his life expectancy would most likely go down. It is unlikely, but if microfibers are inhaled by a human, they can settle in the lungs and cause inflammation, which is really bad for you. What is the most sustainable option that won't have me feeling guilty about what I buy? Thrift shopping is. Thrift shopping is better for the environment because you're giving clothes a second life that they wouldn't have had otherwise. Think about it, you're limiting the amount of natural resources it takes to create that new fabric used to make those clothing items. So why don't more people shop in thrift stores? Many think thrifting is dirty, but isn't shopping in a normal store dirty too? Yes, someone has already worn those clothes, but think of how many people have tried on those clothes in a department store. And yes, it is hard to find your own size, but have you ever been in a Forever 21? Like, there's clothes littered everywhere. And there is a stigma about people who shop at thrift stores. Sometimes they're viewed as lower class. Others don't shop in thrift stores because they think they're all dirty and gross and smelly. But for the most part, it's only the one on Lonsdale that's gross and smelly.
Look at those shoes. Do you happen to know if they're fast fashion? Yes, they are.
But why would Lily have fast fashion shoes? Especially if she knows how bad fast fashion is.
What about those jeans?
Everything.
What have you bought at the thrift store?
Nothing.
But that would soon change. You see, my plan was to go buy some clothes at the thrift store today, and then tomorrow we were going to interview people, and they were going to have to guess which of my clothes were thrifted and which weren't. So we started our trek to the thrift store.
Bye, bus!
We got a little distracted.
It is! Oh my god. That's a Christmas tree. I freaking love Christmas.
Why is thrifting better for the environment?
It's more sustainable because it's like a secondhand thing. It's
I
like
know.
a hand-me-down from a stranger.
I needed to find something good, so I can prove thrifting is just as good as buying at the mall. We looked so hard, we looked through everywhere, like there was no spot that we didn't look, and then we decided to give up and buy nothing, and then we came back 2 hours later and I bought an outfit?
Why are you filming that way and not this way?
Oh wait, this is the thrift store that it was leading at.
We then decided to go to the dollar store to pick up some supplies.
What? That? Alright, so boys, this is our haul. We bought nothing for the video.
Now it's time to say bye to Lily and go home to do some arts and crafts. This is my basement and I'm making these things. Tomorrow we're gonna go to a mall and try not to scare people and interview them because we're good students. My helpers were Lily and Chase, but Chase couldn't show up, so now Lily and I are on the hunt to find Kayla. There she is! We looked pretty weird strolling around, but we didn't care. We had a game plan.
Look, people our age. Maybe. Or younger. Who knows? Who cares? Whatever.
We then found 5 lucky contestants.
How often do you usually shop for clothes?
Not very often. It's kind of like if I need something or I'm just hanging out.
Not very often. You go for shopping.
Yes, we do. We're like,
Do you shop at thrift stores? Can you guess which of my clothes are from a thrift store?
The shirt's not, the sweater's not underneath, maybe the shoes are.
Jacket?
30 days. Terms and conditions apply.
I had to look a certain way for either work or when I'm going out.
Which led into my next question. Why do you shop for clothes? The participants are to rank what they think of most to least when they are shopping.
it's alright.
I then used my good smart skills to find out the final order. First, I assigned each reason to buy a number. For example, if my top priority in buying clothes was style, then that would have 1 point. And so all of the numbers are added and divided to get the average for each way to buy. First on our list, we have necessity, which I'm not sure if people were totally telling the truth because I never buy stuff that I need. Second, we have comfort, which is kind of important. Third is quality. Fourth is style. And fifth is price, which I thought would have been higher up because I'm not going to buy a $500 jacket. I don't know, I might when I'm rich. Sixth is environmental impact, which isn't that surprising. 7 is trends, and 8 is peer pressure. It was interesting to see that the people who were shopping at Forever 21 didn't know what fast fashion was, because that's one of the worst. In general, the people who were shopping at fast fashion brands were unaware of the environmental impact. People are starting to care more about sustainability opposed to price, which hurts fast fashion industries because they rely on consumers' #1 concern to be the price and trends. With the way the world is changing, consumers are caring more about the ethics used in the production of their clothes, which means fast fashion might not be here forever. It could be the next blockbuster.
We get ice cream now.
We can't have ice cream, we just ate dinner.
What? Ice cream? Can we get ice cream first? But I really want ice cream.
Oh my god.
I just want ice cream. I just want to go get ice cream.
So,
I feel like you're not actually gonna put this in. You're just gonna like.
you want to bet? Lily, what are you doing this weekend? I'm putting that in.
We're cutting this part, right? We're cutting this part.
Yeah.
Let's cut that part.